Okay, we live. I'm gonna let this thing marinate. Wall Street Corporation, Hawks pretty much let it be known that we own this corporation now. They shorted the market on Friday. Everything is pretty much red, but it's still pretty much a good opportunity to be able to buy on the red due to the fact that it's gonna go up. You know, the short squeeze is pretty much is in. The fix was in. Corporations pretty much said we lost money. We had pretty much this stock bet against. And people try to come in and try to buck the system, but the corporations say we have more money than you, and we will literally drone and literally wash you out. Um, I pretty much saw gains off of the stocks, off the market being green as a whole. Because if the general market is green, majority of stocks is pretty much is going to be green. Certain stocks that pretty much hold its weight, not necessarily hold its weight in greenness, but still manage to have some type of security, was the tech stocks. Tesla is going to have another split. Amazon's going to have a split. When Amazon is going to have a split, it's going to go throughout the roof. Amazon's probably going to be like around 5,000 easily. But I'm going to let things marinate for all the people that's coming in. Salute to everybody. Appreciate everybody that's coming in. We're pretty much going to talk about Las Vegas real estate market, how people in California is going to literally influence multiple states from Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, and Florida. North Carolina as well, through the fact it's going to be a combination. So it's going to be California people is going to influence those states. People that's coming in from New York is pretty much already made North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, Florida. They're pretty much homes. People that have a lot of equity on their houses pretty much going to either refinance or sell and pretty much make it their transition. But for everybody that's coming in, I appreciate you. Let this thing marinate. Let people uh, get initiated in. This is an open panel. For everybody that's coming in, please like the video. And people can also come in on the panel as well and pretty much chime in their market area. But we're going to talk about Vegas. We're going to talk about Vegas and also Arizona market. So North Vegas is pretty much going to be the rougher areas. Anything around the strip is pretty much going to go up in equity value. Because people from California, that's pretty much frequent in Vegas. They only frequent around either Strip. Henderson's pretty much going to get certain people that's going to be flocking to it due to the fact that Henderson is 40% cheaper, and the median price in Vegas is $320,000 median price, while the average median price in LA is around 725,000, give or take. Plus, $500,000 houses being ransacked up and down with a lot of development, and people that follow development is actually going to win due to the fact that there's ways of you can either wholesale real estate where you pretty much just sell the properties to the developer, you lock up a contract, negotiate the terms, be able to figure out the details, have contingency plans, say if the deal falls through, and to be able to line a cash buyer and using that developer as a cash buyer and figuring out there's multiple ways of wholesale real estate. There's people that pretty much find a deal first, then pretty much find a cash buyer second, and work with the title company. Uh, Say if there's a state where it has pretty much a clause on the contract saying this is non-assignable, that's where transactional funding comes in, and that's where you're going to need a short-term funding to be able to fund that deal, then assign to your B2C buyer. So for the people that's coming in, listening in, I appreciate everybody's coming in. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to look at the real estate market involving in Vegas. Okay. 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 Let me do one check real quick. Okay. Now the Vegas market is definitely excuse me. The Vegas market is definitely influenced by how a lot of Californians want something cheaper. So pretty much houses that's scrolling down from 295, 365, 150, 1.1. Scenarios where it's starting to get pretty much expensive is pretty much around the Strip area. North Vegas is pretty much where people from California are going to flock to due to the fact that it's cheaper by comparison. Plus, Nevada has no state tax due to legislation. It's still current, and Nevada LLCs pretty much have a lot of advantages due to ability to have anonymity. Well, it's pretty much tax shelter area and also an anonymity, and you can be able to use anonymity to be able to avoid any issues of, say, if you have a non-complete with a corporation that you either work for or have partnerships with, you can be able to use that aspect to be able to benefit financial wise, tax wise, and also to beat overbearing partners that want to have either domination and control of either your rights, royalties, or want certain percentages out of future businesses, or just try to have a non-compete to try to shut you out. But this is Boulder Shore Ave, North Vegas, 325, 42 bath, 19 square feet, 1900 square feet, 97. And okay, so from '03 when it was sold, compared to the tax records, it was 203,000. So now 324. I'm trying to get this at 285. I'm trying to get this to 270 to 285 due to the fact that I don't necessarily know what aspect of repairs. I don't know if this is if they had appraised at 324, which it's probably not appraised at 324. It's probably at 300,000. But this area in North Vegas is pretty much going to be where all the issues is going to be at compared to the Strip. California investors are definitely going to flock to this one and going to influence the market. The median price is like 320, and I think it's going to be around 500 to 750 in 5 to 7 years. Especially how taxes and situation the way California is, and a lot of people that do have something to be able to hold on to, they're going to be able to pretty much drain out and go to else places. This is pretty much 324. I would try to get it at 275, 260 net cash. Try to get it on net cash and pretty much either see if I can put some more money into it. If I had a chance and crack at it to be able to do this at the moment of fully, I would try to be able to put 40, 30,000, 30 to 40,000 on this. It has potential. It does look good. Something like this in California would definitely be around 600, 750,000. So that's really where I get my estimate prediction of 500 to 750,000 due to the fact of people going to flock in with cash. They're going to pretty much influence the market. And it's pretty much going to be, the game maker. The game maker with all the cash, the whale pretty much influences the market and ships. The market changes. So, and this is North Vegas. When you get into the Strip, that's pretty much where you're going to have your 650,000 for something that's probably around 4,000 square feet. But something like this is definitely undervalued, completely undervalued. I would try to see if I can get some equity plays off of this and try to figure out, I need to be able to rent this one out. Inspections is definitely needed on your contingency plan when you have the clause. It's definitely a needed source, but for all the people that's coming in, Thank you. Let me do something real quick. Okay, pardon for my pause. Pardon for my pause. I had to do something real quick, so let's get back to these assets. I would definitely try to see if I can get it for 260, 275. And if I really want to be able to make an equity play, I would have to do pretty much marketing locally. So I would have to be able to do the we buy houses type method to be able to figure out where are the off market type properties and try to be able to get some plays off of that and work with contracting and pay in phases. Because because when a contractor say I need 70,000 on something, that's definitely an overpriced value. Definitely negotiate with him and try to figure out how can we be able to pay on phases on that to be able to make sure he's definitely motivated and we don't get messed around with any deals. And see, something like this in Henderson would definitely be around 1 million, 1.5 guaranteed, especially something that's built in 2001. Especially something that's built in 2001. This would definitely be 1.5, 2 million, and somewhere in Orange County, somewhere in nearby the hills, easily. You got Rolling Hills Estates that's pretty much 2,500 square feet. That's already at 1.1. So this house is definitely going to be influenced by the market. And based on how, say, if people come in with more money in this area of Henderson, they can definitely be able to come in and influence the market, especially houses like this. I would definitely try to see if I can get 2,500 a month on rent on this one. Plus, Nevada has no state tax, so you pretty much save money on there. Property taxes ain't as high in that area compared to Los Angeles County and Orange County as well. So areas like those is pretty much on a good actual discount. Instead of 289, I would definitely try to see if I can get it for 700 and try to be able to put a 25% down payment on that, but try to negotiate downward and also figure out a down payment.
What's up,
Iori,
buddy? Yeah,
what's going on, man?
not too much, man. I just jumped in here, saw you were in, so yeah.
Respect to you for all the people that's coming in. This is an open panel. I was pretty much breaking down uh, the Vegas, North Vegas, and Henderson.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at some data real quick. So let me do something real quick. I'm already in real estate, even though that really it should be a stock segment, but I'm pretty
That's all
much
right, man.
in Henderson. I'm pretty much got. Let me share my screen real quick so you can be able to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Drop that link real quick so I could see it while you're doing your thing as well, and I can
Okay.
I can comment on it. Yeah, just drop it in the PC in the private chat. So
Yeah, man. So pretty much the areas of Henderson, North Vegas, North Las Vegas, is pretty much where the Californians gonna flock to. Cause I know people that moved to Vegas 3 or 4 years. No, not 3 or 4 years ago. 5, 6 years ago.
okay. for sure.
And these dudes were living from Hoover, so they was living in Hoover and pretty much sold their Hoover house and sold their Lancaster house to be able to go to Vegas, and pretty much took the money proceeds and pretty much got some good equity plays. And plus, they was in there 5 6 years ago, and plus the market has changed. Shit changed. Shit has
Sure.
really changed. So let me. Okay, I put the link in that private chat, so you got it. But you see the house, you see the property
Let me see. I got the link.
from the
It
screen.
showed.
From the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I gotta make sure this shit
Mhm.
ain't blurry.
Sure.
But man,
Yeah,
something like this would definitely be
you're good.
1.5, 2.5 million.
Oh, what's the specs on there? Like how many beds, how many baths, what's the square footage?
I think it's a
You know,
four
you know.
2.5. I think it's a 4 2.5.
Okay.
Four
Okay.
bed, 2.5 bath. Uh, I think around 3,000, 3,000 square feet.
Okay, yeah,
3,000
yeah.
square feet. Plus, it got the
100%.
trees. I don't necessarily like the trees blocking that area, but I guess it does provide some type of privacy.
Yeah. I I'd move those trees.
I would, yeah, we gotta knock those things down. But I would try
Yeah,
to, but like I mentioned to the audience, I would try to negotiate this one downward because it's 320. I think it's either 325. I would try to get it for 260, 270, and try
mhm.
to figure out the money that I save on the listing price to figure out what can I do elsewhere.
Well,
What can I do elsewhere to be able to increase the value? Because it's about value add.
sure. So here, so you said 325, right?
325.
Okay. And then and you want to get it for how much? 275, you said?
Yeah, around 275, 260,
All right.
around that ballpark.
Okay, so you're going for a for a 20% discount. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm literally ranging around 20 to 25 discounts because I'm not doing it because I got to do off market marketing to get the properties where I could get it for 20 cents on the dollar up to 35 cents on the dollar. That's where I'm gonna have to do off market because on market I'm trying to get like a slight discount because not all the listing prices get sold for what they want.
Yeah, yeah, for
And plus,
sure.
there's a lot of contingencies. There's a lot of contingencies in these contracts that I noticed.
Well, I got an idea for you if that's what you're trying to do.
'Cause look at the house. The
Um,
house would definitely be something.
the what you might actually look for, what you
Wait a
might
minute. No,
actually
I, I,
go
I wait a minute, Eeyore. I think I made a mess up. It's not 300. It's 789. So I would try to get it for 625 and negotiate a $260,000 down payment. My bad. Because I would
hmm,
try to negotiate it downward plus try to get financing on it. My bad. There's another property before this that I was referring to, but my fault. My bad.
789,
789 because it's
789.
488 Rapid Falls Street, Henderson, because it's in the Henderson area.
Hold,
Because it's
hold, hold,
literally
hold on
outside
one
the
sec.
district of strip.
One sec. Hold,
Okay, no, no,
hold on,
no
bro.
problem.
One sec. One sec. I'll be right back. One.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. For all the people coming in, respect to you. Okay, pretty much the area is pretty much going to be influenced by Californians, not necessarily gentrification. They don't even have to be development. There's a lot of people that's going to pour into it. And the way how a lot of foreign investors buy assets, they'll literally buy it overpriced and buy either a subdivision or buy the whole row of the properties to be able to say, okay, we got dibs on it. They believe in the long term hold method. They're gonna probably gonna hold those assets for 20 to 40 years
All right, I'm
easily.
back.
They're
I'm
not
back.
even gonna sell it. Okay,
The all right. So
okay.
one thing that I will suggest is, do you have comps in that neighborhood of what things are selling
Yes.
for?
Now I know real estate agents. I know real estate agents in the Vegas area. Vegas area, I am definitely familiar with.
Okay, I'm talking.
I already laid the groundwork.
I'm talking in that neighborhood, in that development. Do you have comps of?
Yes. Yes.
It's called a
Because the real estate
PSP,
agent that
a
I know,
previously
yeah, the
sold
PSP,
property. Yeah, a
yeah,
previously.
the PSPs. I get it from my real estate agent that I know in the Henderson area. He pretty much more active in Henderson than in the Strip. So the
Okay.
PSPs I managed to get from those areas. So
Okay.
let me share the screen real quick.
Sure.
I'm gonna analyze this scenario. Because the mortgage would be around $3,100.
Okay.
$3,117.
Okay. And now what we got to do is
Uh,
you need to find the going rates in the area for rentals
for rent.
for that profile. Four bedroom,
Okay.
2.5 bath, 3,000 square feet. And
Okay.
I can figure that out for you.
I gave you the link. Figure it out. I'm gonna share your screen. I'm gonna look at other properties so we can keep the flow going. We gotta keep the flow going because we gotta look at multiple assets, affordable assets, and the higher equity assets as well.
I'm gonna go. Yeah. I clicked on the I clicked on the link, but there's nothing showing up. So do me a favor and just send me the address, because I'm on the site, but it's not giving me the address. So if I
Okay,
punch in
it's
the address,
488. It's 488 Rapid Falls, Henderson, Nevada.
88 Rapid.
Falls.
Okay, Rapid.
Okay, so this property is built in 2015, and also the mortgage is only $1,200. A lot of people's rent is at $1,200 ERE in California.
Right.
Even the cheaper places in California, a lot of people's rent.
Found it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at.
Yes, sir.
89052 zip code. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna jump in here for the second one. And what we're gonna do,
we gotta look for rent.
We're gonna kind of go look for the rentals.
Because pretty much we're doing sandwich deals. Like situations like this would be like sandwich deals. Try to figure out how much can we charge for the rent compared to the mortgage.
Sure. So let me go ahead and screen share real quick, so that way you can see what I'm doing. All right.
Okay. Let me double back.
Henderson, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Rent Henderson. And I'm gonna put the dimensions in: 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 3,000 square foot, etc. And that's gonna spit us out some kind of comparable rent price. Have you figured out what the PITI on your data on your property is?
PITI. Well, I ain't fast enough like you, Iori. I ain't broke that down just quite yet. That's gonna take me like at least 30, 40 minutes to be able to break down the PITI. Because I got to be able to do it based on the area plus on what mortgage broker. Because I'm probably gonna leverage a mortgage broker to be able to figure it out on scenarios like that. And plus, I'm gonna use my real estate agent to be able to get certain deals that is off market
Sure.
or about to be on the market, but I can be able to get first dibs on it.
All right. So 3,000 square feet. We're gonna uh, hold on. Bedrooms for. Hold on. I'm just tabulating this. So bedroom. Okay, no, that's bathrooms. Two bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. Home size. I'm gonna say 2,500 to 3,000.
Mm.
Let me go ahead and get rid of this stupid thing. And we should be okay. 2,200, 2,500. Okay. 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 Well, the rent is saying 2,700. Okay, there aren't many. That's okay. We'll take. Okay, let's take this one because this is closest to what we're doing. I mean, obviously our property has more square footage, so if they're asking for 4 for this, we might be able to offer, or we might be able to actually get like 4.5. Okay, and I'm just saying because this is a 4.2, but it's 2,600 square feet. Ours
Okay.
is like what 3,100, isn't it? Something like that.
Yes, around 3,100.
Yeah, around 3,100. So that means this number goes up. So now what we have to do is we have to do the PITI on our property. Let's look at the 3,000. Yeah, let's say 3,000 square feet. Okay, and our mortgage payment is 3,177 on what interest rate? 20%. Yeah, so that's about right. At 20%, you're looking at 3,177. That's your P and your I, your principal and your interest. We got to get the T and the I going. So um, we got to figure out how much insurance is going to be, right? So I would say conservatively, let's say that our insurance is going to be like 100 and let's say $120. So 3,100, 3,113 plus 120. Okay, that's 3,213. And then what's any idea what the tax rate is? The property tax?
I can be able to research that now. Give me a moment.
No worries.
Give me a moment. And there's that. Okay, so it says here in the state of Nevada, the property taxes are assessed and collected by the individual counties. The city of Henderson's tax rate is 74 cents for every $100 of assessed value.
Okay. Let's see.
So
I'm gonna.
if the value is 1,000, then it would be $7, 10,000, $74, 100,000. Go on and go on. Then you can do that by
Henderson, Nevada,
everything.
a property tax rate.
It says here, and also the city receives 25% of the property taxes paid by Henderson property owners.
Okay. Okay. So they're saying. Uh, Wow. Oh my God. Nevada property tax rates are among the lowest in the United States. The state's average tax rate is 0.53%.
I
Okay.
knew it had to be extremely low because man,
Oh my God.
74%, 74 cents for every $100 in value. That's pretty low.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
in California, for every $100, it would probably be around $5, $6
let's see.
off of GP. The way how California run its tax base and everything, they're gonna run it up.
So let's say that it's 0.74%,
Mm.
because it seems like that 0.74 for 100. Um, let's see, at 0.74. Okay, so let's say it's 0.74. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and say what is it? 789. 789 multiplied by 0.74%. Okay, that gives us the month of the yearly. Divide that by 12 monthly. Okay, so 486.
Explain your numbers.
All right, so all I did was I took the sale price and multiplied it by the property tax rate. So
Okay.
in this case, I'm taking the list price. Of course, it'll be less than that, but just for us being conservative,
Yeah, just for base level purposes.
789 right there, multiplied by 0.74%. Right, there you go. There it is, 5838 divided by 12. There's your 486. There's your monthly. Okay, so we're gonna add that on top of the 3117, which is the PI, the principal and interest.
Okay.
3117. So that gets us there, plus the 120 for home insurance. That gets us to our all-in cost. That's how much this house is going to cost us. So when we're renting, we have to get above this number.
Yes.
Everything
So
above
that's
this
40.
number is our cash flow. So
Okay.
let's
So it
let's do
five
this.
5,000 a month. 5,000 a month to be able to net a sandwich of $1,200 to $1,300 a month. Cause
I would think
it has to be like that, man. Cause the house is plush. The house
I
is
would
plush. The house would be something where if this house was in the hills or nearby the hills, it can literally be 40 minutes away from where everything is pretty much popping and going when it comes to California living in the hills.
all
It
right.
would be
So
1.5 to 2.5, and that's 785,000. And say, we negotiated downward to 725 with a down payment of 20%, 20 to 25%. We can be able to get some type of play on it, charge the rent
sure.
around 4,700 to 5,000 a month. Because say if we can't get 5,000, I am not going nowhere lower than
Let's
47.5
let's
or 45 or 45
let's
too.
let's
Uh,
all right. So
okay.
you're okay. So I'm gonna kind of cut it in the middle. This
Okay.
one's saying 39. This one's saying 4. You want 5. Let's cut it in the middle and say 4,500. Okay. So that would give us 4,500 minus 3724. Okay. 4,500 minus, oh shoot, 4,500 minus 3724. That gives us that left over.
Yeah, see, that's why
That's pretty good.
that is good. That is good. Times it by 12.
Well, you're gonna get like probably 10 grand. Let's see, something close to that. Yeah,
And
93.
times it by 2 years, because it usually take around 6 to 8 months. The fastest, but it's probably gonna take 2 years to be able to refinance and get some equity marinated into the property. So times it by
Multiplied by
2 years.
multiplied by two.
So
Yeah,
2 years it'll
18.
be around 18,000
Yeah,
off of pretty much
18.
having that tenant. And say, that's why a lot of people buy a lot of properties where they buy a lot of the foreign investors buy 5 to 6 properties, 7 properties in that area. So if they can be able to have that 18 times it by 7, that has to be around
Well,
either close to,
let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that just on the cash flow side. Multiply
yeah,
that
just
by
on the
seven.
cash flow, cash on cash return times
Yeah.
that by
So
7 properties. That's a
so yeah,
hundred.
there's 130 grand right there
That's
yearly.
130 on a
Yearly.
hypothetical. That's on a hypothetical.
Yeah,
That's on a
yearly.
hypothetical. So certain type of bases like that, we got to be able to figure out the game is well, let me use these big economic terms: economies of scale, and plus a game of law of averages combined.
Yep. So there you
And
go.
where economies of scale is pretty much to the people that's coming in. So that everybody's coming in, please like the video. Please, this is an open panel. Please like, share, and subscribe. But for pretty much the economic terms of economies of scale, it's pretty much having, say, if I have 100 properties and I want to be able to charge $2,500 a month on 100 properties, but I only get 1,800 on probably 60 of the properties. I played the economies of scale and the laws of averages. I won based on the fact that I still won favorably, even though it's a 60-40 split.
Sure.
It's kind of hard having 70 and 80% when it comes to laws of averages. You got to pretty much have a large base and have a high ticket product, which the product is 25. Um, uh, really, 25 properties would be like something. Subdivisions is like what, Yori? What subdivision would be? What, 25 properties, 40 properties, or
Well, I
what
mean,
is subdivision where some big developer pretty much bought up everything and pretty much say, I'm gonna knock things down and I'm gonna pretty much do an overhaul? What was that?
well, I mean, the subdivision really.
Because real estate development is pretty much gonna be something that I'm keying on due to the fact
What
that's
you
something that I'm inspiring into.
what you're saying, I mean, really, what you're saying, the subdivision happens in two ways, right?
Okay.
Like the subdivision happens in a couple ways. Like uh, I buy a 25 to 30 unit property, et cetera, et cetera. I want to I want to fix it. It might be old, it might need a facelift, et cetera, et cetera. Um, that might have to do with doing a complete gut job, and at worst case scenario, completely gutting the thing down, and if there's foundation issues and stuff like that, knocking it down and building it back up. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Most of the time you're buying the units and rehabbing them and basically bringing them up to a nice standard and then putting tenants in them. That's option one. Option two, and this is like the ground up option, is you buy the land that's already zoned for building apartments, and all of a sudden you start seeing cranes in the air, or heavy machinery equipment, and they take that plot of land, whatever it is, and they put 20 to 30 or 40 units up there, right? So there's
Mm.
two ways you do it. The second option is a little bit more complicated because you got to know how to do that. You know, Option one, you're already inheriting a building where somebody already built it for you, if that makes sense. But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, option two, all you got is dirt. You got raw land, that kind of thing. But for people that know how to do that, it can probably be more profitable because the cost of raw land is cheaper than land that's already been developed in some cases. So
See,
yeah,
Vegas is extremely cheap compared to California, man. Plus, the property tax is at its lowest peak, literally damn near at at the floor
yeah,
prices comes to property tax. See, I guess people that live in California is so rigid and stubborn due to the fact that they've been here for so long.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie about this. The Nevada tax rate is extremely seductive compared to the tax rates that we pay. Like that in itself is worth taking a look in the mirror and seeing, hey, like you really want to be here like that, you know?
Yeah,
Because
man. Like
because
because one thing, a lot of people stay Eeyore due to the fact that weed is legal in this state, but
yeah,
weed is legal in Nevada as well.
sure, sure,
But I don't know,
yeah,
man. I guess it's a lot of. 'Cause I think the older generation pretty much have that stubbornness. People that's my age and even younger that pretty much getting into money involving in tech companies. A lot of people that's involved in tech that I know is pretty much getting their properties in Nevada. They say, "No, I'm not going to Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and getting myself an asset for 750,000 for something that's 2 bedroom, 1 bath,
yeah,
1,500 square feet. You can barely breathe or eat
yeah,
in that area, and plus the mortgage in this property is 1,200. A lot of people's rent is around 1,200 right now,
right.
especially
You
in those areas of Lancaster and Palmdale.
you know what it is too. I'm gonna bring up this point, and I think you'll uh, grow to appreciate this point. In the 90s and the
I got
2000s and stuff like that.
I got your
Go
screen shared. You can scroll
uh,
around. You
go
can look at
go
your screen and scroll around. But
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
saying,
So in the 90s and the 2000s, right?
mm,
We had industry that was kind of locked in place. What I mean by that is like, the tech jobs were in Silicon Valley, and that was like where you went for tech jobs. So the 90s and the 2000s corporate professional got got used to paying excessive amounts of money for rent, for groceries, etc., etc., because those were the only people that were doing the corporate hustle on the tech side at that time. But now we're getting into a situation where it's competitive everywhere. I mean, Tesla just moved to Austin, Apple's in Houston. You've got Oracle that says that they're moving. So all of a sudden, those corporate folks that felt like they had to stay in California and get seduced by the Californian lifestyle, those newer people that are replacing that older generation of workers, they're looking around and saying, hey, like the jobs are going to be there. I don't have to go to Silicon Valley because that's where everything's located now. The locations are a little bit more spread out. So that means people are looking in Texas, in Las Vegas, in Arizona, like different areas like that, because these companies don't want to pay California prices to basically run their operation. And technically, what that means for the newer workforce is they're basically trying to find. Oh, shout out to Atlanta! A lot of jobs are moving to Atlanta. So the newer workforce is looking around and saying, I can be in Atlanta, I can be in Nevada, I can be in Texas, and I can be in Arizona. I don't really have to be in California anymore because we're dealing with new economies now. And by the way, shout out to Florida too, because I feel like a lot of those tech jobs are going to go to Florida due to the simple fact that cost of doing business is so cheap.
That too.
Yeah.
That
They
too.
gonna
That
go,
plus
they,
you
they
gotta
gonna
open
go to
really
Miami and shit. Yeah,
gotta
so
open business market in Florida due to the fact of them being more open. Plus, they are running nonstop. 'Cause I've literally had people that called me and said, "Man, we rocking and rolling in Florida and everything. Shit ain't stopped." I'm thinking, man, compared to California, man, we looking like a complete generator, man. We were supposed to keep on running.
yeah, and to be honest, this is kind of a criticism of California for all the left wing stuff that they do. Um, they're getting killed on stuff like rent and affordable housing because look, if y'all be so left and stuff like that, where's the affordable housing at? Because here's the thing, right? When you go to different places like Nevada and Texas and Arizona, you're going to get killed based on the fact that the housing prices and the rent prices are going to make you non-competitive. But the thing is, California has done nothing to deal with their rent prices. And that's the dark horse of this whole situation. That's the part that nobody's talking about. If I can pay 2,500 for rent or 1,500 for rent or whatever the median rent price is, and I got to pay double that to be in California, I'm at a huge disadvantage as a state. But California is not going to do anything about that, and that's where they're going to lose. People are just going to get priced out. They're going to get sick and tired of paying these crazy prices, and they're just going to go somewhere else to basically figure things out. That's why people are leaving to Texas and all these other places because they physically can't make those deals make sense in their head financially. You know, they're
No,
putting that in a calculator, and the calculator's saying error. I mean, have you ever like put in a number that's so big that the calculator can't compute it, and it says E at the top? That's what
yeah,
happening to people now, man.
yeah,
They looking at this stuff and it's like, man, this shit is unsustainable.
because property taxes in California is gonna rise up some more just for the fun of it. You know,
Yeah,
y'all didn't like last year's tax hikes. Y'all gonna really love this year's tax hike.
yeah, and the only way that you're actually going to be able to bring some sanity into the housing market in California is a housing crash, because the market's going to cause these people to lower their prices on their houses. I mean, California is not going to do it organically, so it's going to have to be the market that basically forces these people to recalibrate what they're doing.
Salute to Sal. Salute to Sal in the chat, man. Respect to you. Sal making his transition as well away from New York.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Sal making
Yeah,
his
I mean,
transition
I
away
mean,
from New York.
we talk about California. New York's a whole different thing, man. I mean, we thought
Cause,
we thought that
because
California prices were bad. New York prices is like 10 to 15% above California.
man,
Ain't
let's look at New
nobody.
York real quick. Let me share my screen real quick, brief.
Go ahead,
Let
bro.
me share
What
my
do you
screen
think?
real quick, brief. We're gonna have to look at how insane that you got brownstones in New York that go up for 4.5 million. Let's go from the west coast to the east. We're gonna do New York. What's a famous New York street that New Yorkers pretty much praise?
Uh, I have no
I'm
idea.
gonna do Harlem. I'm gonna do Harlem after this one.
No worries. Do your thing.
This one. You're gonna do Harlem after this.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to hang back. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'm just going to get something to eat real quick. I'll
All
be
right, no
here though.
problem. I no issue. Now, what's going on with New York properties? Oh fuck! I didn't even know there was a New York, Nebraska anyway. I didn't miss. I didn't misclick my clicks. OpenSnap is a good website, but it runs slow. It runs really slow. You want to do New York? New York. But I got a lot of audience that's from Brooklyn. Brooklyn and Queens. That's what I noticed. When figuring out what was going on. Okay, for people that's coming in, if you're in New York, please type in which borough you're in. Sal, which borough you frequenting, man? Sal, which borough you frequenting in? You a Queens dude or you a Harlem dude? We gotta be able to look at how ridiculous these areas are. There's certain places and developments that's gonna be run through in New York, no doubt, because developments everywhere. There's certain scenarios that's looking crazy. We got brownstones and shit. Okay, Manhattan. I was just looking for apartments in McKinney, Texas. Okay, Centennial in Las Vegas. Well, those are the places we have to go. We was looking at Texas properties, I think, two, 2 days ago. We was looking at asset in here. Okay, so McKinney. We're gonna research McKinney. We gotta get these third properties back. So this is a panel. You have to be able to give me a good clear view about your guys. I have a lot of people that be emailing me, like clients, foundations of people that's in those areas in New York. And they pretty much tell me that the brownstones is 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. And the brownstones has completely been overhauled. Like Barclays Center development ran through, yeah, Jay-Z in 2012, 2013, pretty much saying that those assets is pretty much needed. That's what around 300,000. Now it's about 750,000 going to many of those areas. Similar to assets in Englewood as well. And I be bargain. Open panel. Sal, you need to hop on the panel, man. Okay, so you're in Manhattan. You'll definitely have to look at the Manhattan area.
I'm back, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, we looking at assets in this area specifically in New York. See that you got a lot of. They say that a lot of the new money in New York is going to Long Island.
Hmm.
Oh man, no wonder why. No wonder why old boy's trying to leave. 1.3 already. We went to Vegas and we were just seeing. We had to scroll down to see a million column, but they already got the million columns in these areas in New York, and I ain't even fully zoomed in yet. Let me. Cause they got properties in the Bronx, Williamsburg, Astoria, Flushing, Queens Village. I got a client in Queens Village, so let me click on Queens Village. Damn, I'm gonna turn my shit into the East Coast panel. Cause I'm looking at these assets and they're Jamaica, New York. That's 5.2. Condo for 250, 2.1. Other condo, wow, 265 for a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom condo. Man, these I wonder why Sal is trying to leave up out of here.
Yeah, but where is it?
Cause
Is it in Jamaica, Queens, or like where is it?
I think it's a little bit Jamaica Queens. Cause I literally clicked
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's Jamaica Queens. Cause these assets is 735,000. And this looked like a duplex. Oh no, it looked like wow shit. I would try to convert it into a duplex, 735,000. I definitely would have to beat that price down to 285. No, 685. 685, 670. Definitely have to be down this price. Definitely would need to be down this price. Yeah, because these houses definitely Jamaica Queens. So I'm trying to click on the closest to JFK Airport because JFK Airport is in Queens. So that's
Mhm.
yeah. Let me check the chat real quick. Let me check the chat real quick. Yeah, am I Borgin?
No, you're fine, man. Your audio is normal.
Oh, you might see you in Vegas.
For sure. Shit,
Bruh,
we
why
might
are the
all be in
houses?
Vegas.
Sal, you got to come on the panel, man. I got a whole bunch of questions, man. We got to analyze this East Coast market because there's properties that do look beautiful in New York, properties that do look beautiful in Virginia and Maryland. But I'm like, man, the tax rate is crazy. Plus, you got property taxes going up due to the fact that you got politicians who want property taxes to go up. That's insane too.
Hmm.
Because in Texas, property tax, Super Triz pretty much come on the panel and say, well, properties in Texas is the highest in the nation. True, but compared to California, housing equities is still cheap.
Yes, sir.
Still cheap, and people buy guns online and get them where they could be able to pick them up at the store and everything. That's pretty much convenient. So you ain't gonna find that convenience in
Now, you ain't
California.
gonna find that in California.
You ain't gonna find
Well,
that type of convenience.
you know,
But yo, Sal, click on the panel, man. And for anybody that's coming in, please like the video. I appreciate everybody that's coming in. Appreciate all the support. People that's coming in. But yo, that's insane, man. You got people literally on the aspect of going completely broke just to say that they live in the city.
yeah.
Any city. Like literally any big city and shit. Because in Miami, Florida and everything, doing the research, because I'm going to be in that area. more than anything. Vegas is short term. Houston would be short term. But Miami would be something long term. I noticed that they have their development. They call it climate gentrification, which I find it kind of be funny. But they pretty much have it where people that's from Miami, Florida, is going to move inland of Florida. So they'll literally be 40, 50 minutes away from Miami in those areas. And development's going to go inward. Plus, they're going to push a lot of people out from the trailer parks.
Mhm.
A
And
lot of
sooner
people
or
come.
later, they're going to knock down some of those trailer parks to basically make property that's better in terms of profit. You know what I mean? It
Exactly. Because,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, cause
They're
you
they're going to gentrify some of those places to bring in more revenue.
yes. Nash, did you create your LLC? Because Nash is in the UK. Because I don't know
Okay.
the UK laws when it comes to LLCs and processing your information when it comes to that. Nash, when you book your consultation, definitely make sure that the LLC is properly structured where you can be able to write off. I don't know if you have the ability to write off in the UK. America tax system, you can write off virtually anything.
Hmm. That's
But
true.
yo, Iori, uh, uh, hold down the chat for a second, man. I gotta get my charger real quick. Gotta get my computer charger.
No worries. Do your thing, bro. I'll be here.
Hold on, let me give the audience a visual of some properties in New York, real quick. Bro, these properties would be considered cheap, considered New York, because I've seen prices where it's a brownstone for 3 million and everything, and these properties gonna go up due to the fact that wait a minute, this is 899, 6 and 5. These properties do I don't know. I guess it's the way how these style of properties are. Okay, so it's built in 2004. That's why. So the development was running
Yeah.
down to those
It's
areas. So
it's
the
new
people that was
product.
pretty much
That's
in
why.
Jamaica. Okay, so people that was in Jamaica, Queens in the 80s and had to deal
Da-
with the mm,
Damn. Jamaica's basically going for 900K. Jesus Christ. Man, that's some pedestrian shit. That house in another state would be like, I don't know, depending on where,
60,000.
would basically
It'd
be
be
like
60,000,
50
60
to
to
100.
80,000,
Yeah, 50
60
to
to
100.
120,000.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is like seven
This
times that
is,
amount just to say you live in New York.
yeah,
Because I
it's
think this
crazy.
is the closest to JFK. This is the closest to JFK Airport. So this is, oh man, I would not pay for this amount. No wonder why New York is like a ghost town and shit. Cuomo talking about raising property taxes in those areas.
Ugh, man, dude.
I would not pay for this. I would not pay for this unless I can be able to rent out every single room for 700 to 1,000 a piece, and that's overpriced as hell. especially for spaces area. No wonder why people be having roommates and shit like this, and it's like set up like a roommate where the doors is pretty much looking the window. The inside looks great, but the outside looks ugh. Whew.
Yeah, it looks
Cannot sell
pedestrian.
me from the outside. They cannot sell me from the outside, and probably in that area of Jamaica, Queens. Yeah, because everything is definitely replenished inside. It's just narrow. The house looks very narrow from these pictures. From the inside, looks very
You know,
narrow
you
esque.
know what you know what New York is like, bro. New York is like the New Orleans Pelicans. If you watch basketball, I mean, they got Lonzo Ball, they got Brandon Ingram, they got Zion Williamson. I mean, they got all these people, and they're like 5-15. You know what I mean? It's like they got all the talent in the world, but the outcome ain't legit.
Yeah,
That's what New York is right now. Like they got all the good stuff. Uh, the World Trade Center, Wall Street's right next door, et cetera, et cetera. But New York is not the place for people that are trying to raise a family that are of normal income. That's what
no,
it was.
it really, to be honest, man, people that had their hands on those properties in the 80s and 90s, they're pretty much winning. People that's trying to get in
100%.
now are pretty much going to uh, be done in because a lot of people probably can't sell those assets for those numbers. So what a bank will give them a loan against that asset, refinance
Well,
her out of a situation,
mhm.
depending on the underwriting. Because you're pretty much
Yeah, I
understanding
mean, I mean,
underwriting.
you know, it it all depends on how the property is assessed. You know, if it's assessed for the right value, they can do anything they want. The whole thing is whether it'll be assessed for what they need it to be assessed for. You know, because think about it like this, right? 6 months from now, if the housing market crashes, the the amount that your house is going to be worth is going to be in the shitter. And at that point, you're going to be underwater on the loan, so you can't do anything about it. You're stuck. So, yeah,
Yeah,
they
because
they can do it right now because the housing market is still good enough to the point that they can do it. But some of these people are going to have to hurry up and drop these houses on somebody for profit if they want to get out. Because it's not going to be long term that that housing prices are at this level, especially in New York. You talk
yeah,
about
because
all the
I,
people
I
that are
I
living.
had some data. Because I had some data. Because the equity. Because I looked at the state of New York completely as like a whole aggregate. The whole total area of New York, and their year over year of equity was actually negative, while equity in California and Texas and Florida skyrocketed. Those were the main three states that were equity prices was just parachuting. California thing, you got a lot of international investors that's pretty much overshooting people that's from here.
Sure.
You know,
Well,
so
by
they got a
those
lot of
metrics,
because they got a lot of Iranian investors. They got a lot of Iranian investors. They got a lot of Indian investors. That I noticed that's putting money in California. So those are the people that's influencing the California market. Now Russians may be influencing the East Coast, the
right?
other, the other side of the country. So Russians,
Yeah,
they pretty much got their own enclave in New York.
sure, sure. And shout out to them. I mean, by those
That's pretty
metrics,
much.
though, you're already seeing that things are starting to turn, man.
Yes, the things just Jamaica Queens then became expensive and shit. This is not the Jamaica Queens of 50 Cent.
Yeah,
This
100%.
is not. This is not equities has skyrocketed. 750 here, 500 there, 650 there, and these houses do not, like you said, these would be around 120 in other states
Right.
easily,
Right. Right.
simply. Matter of fact, simply.
Mhm. You're right.
So, but yeah,
You're right.
Nash, Wyoming, and Nevada and Delaware LLCs are good for international investors and also a tax strategy method. If you're gonna have to do it like that, because you're from the UK. But Nash, you're gonna need a lawyer for that, man. That's a sophisticated tax strategy that you're utilizing. You're gonna need a lawyer or some type of agent representative that can represent you as somebody that can be able to look out for you as you being an international UK investor. Because you in the UK, man. UK taxes is expensive.
Uh,
UK
yeah, that's
taxes
true.
in general are just expensive. That don't even make sense.
Yeah,
But I guess they figure, well, we got 30 million people, and we got. Do they have a single payer in Europe? Yes, they do.
yeah, they do. They do.
Yes,
They do.
yes. So single payer is the reason why taxes is so expensive.
Well,
So
that's a part of it, but the other part of it is like, the UK has the same problem that that New York has. You know, they're kind of stuck because they they were a finance hub for a while, especially in London, right? But the thing is, they're not they're not situated to compete, and we're seeing that in California and New York. These big cities with all this stuff that aren't competitive are going to suffer. It's like you got single payer all over Europe, but that doesn't mean that every country and every city in Europe has the problems that the UK does. The UK got the UK has the same problem that New York and California do.
yeah, cause I got a business partner that's running my advertisement that I'm about to have for 3 stores, and he's from UK, and he pretty much said that they had 3 lockdowns. Taxes is gonna go up in April. He said, and he's pretty much to the point where, "W- what more can you take from us? You already raised taxes last year."
Yeah,
It's to the point where you keep raising this shit. The hell is the aspect of even being here? If you
yeah,
just gonna raise taxes, just be raising taxes.
yeah, yeah. And
Wadner, respect, salute to you, Wadner.
and
Salute.
what's up, Wagner?
Wadner's in New
Um,
Jersey, so Wadner, tell me what's going on in New York and New Jersey, man. We pretty much chopping it up, really
yeah,
analyzing the New York real estate. So I'm gonna share the screen for Wadner, and we're gonna be able
yeah.
to give him what we saw when it came to Queens, because we're looking at near the airport, JFK Airport in Queens, Jamaica, Queens, New York. So
Yeah. Hop on the
let me
panel,
finish real
bro.
quick.
If for Wagner and Nash and everybody else, if y'all want to get in, hop on the panel.
Wadner just stays in the chat. Wadner just stays in the chat.
Huh?
Wadner is one of
That's
them
cool.
chat assassins. He be in everybody's
Okay.
chat. But yeah, man, this is insane, man. Like four
He's
hundred
shooting his
thousand
shot from
something
the
like
from the
that.
chat box. Shout out to you, bro. I see you.
Yeah, but only body that's winning on properties like this, man, is people that got grandfathered in 30,
Hmm.
40 years that just hold on to shit like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And you
You're
gotta
right.
really hang on to the tidal wave, because that's literally the crack area you gotta go through. That's literally tw-
Damn,
25
a
years of the
million dollars.
crack area
Jesus Christ. $1 million
built in
for a two
1998.
bedroom or yeah, oh yeah, it's units.
2 units, 6 bedrooms, 2.5. That's too expensive as shit.
But it's in Queens though, man. I'd never pay nothing in Queens for $1 million. I don't care what anybody says, man. This is ridiculous.
People also mentioned that the Queens market has a lot of traffic. It has a lot of traffic. It has LA type traffic.
Hmm. Yep.
But yeah, man, this piece of shit goes for 1 million. A cool mill.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, that's why people gotta leave, man. People gotta leave, man. With 1 million, you can buy yourself 4 Texas properties and a no estate tax type property setup. Plus, Texas is also landlord friendly.
Hmm. Yep.
The renters can't ransack you like they can in New York and California.
In
And this goes
California.
for 1 million. And this goes for 1 million. And this probably be in the middle of the hood somewhere.
Yep.
This goes for 1 million. Wow. I'm gonna have to do some research on this property in general to figure out what was the equity prices 15 years ago, back in the Dave Chappelle era when he was clowning the fact of New York. The properties is
Yeah.
insane, and DC properties is insane. DC properties is super insane
Oh man.
due to the fact that the area is small, but you still charging 3.5 million for houses that are only 5,000 square feet.
Well, DC has something going for it. I mean, I don't agree with the prices, but I understand its proximity to the capital. It's right there. You know, same thing. The same thing with parts of Virginia, and you got Maryland right there too. So
Yeah, man, 'cause those equities is insane.
that's true.
Those equities is insane, bruh.
Hmm.
Okay, Wadner. Well, no, not Wadner. Nash. My plan is to invest any profits from USA business into a mutual funds until I can locate to U.S. Caribbean islands.
There you
Okay.
go. Have fun, bro.
Cayman Islands, that area, tax anonymity. Oh, so Nash doing research. So Nash doing research. Okay, so you already did research, man. But for anybody who wants to book a consultation, my email's in the chat. For all the people that's coming in, please like, share, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you can get notifications. I'm definitely going live later on. I may have to cut this short. I have literally 30, 40 minutes in me until I gotta give me some breakfast, man. I gotta give me a late ass
You
breakfast.
haven't even eaten breakfast yet, bro. I mean, go.
I've ate leftovers of Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
Leftovers of Chinese food. But for all the people that's coming in, please like, share, and subscribe. And if anybody wants to book an e-commerce or type of business consultation, please hit my email up, bhmdf25 at gmail.com. And I repeat again, bhmdf at gmail.com. But Sal, man, I don't see how people can be able to live in New York for this long and getting beat up by these equity prices, man.
100%. 100%.
Sal, Vegas would probably be a short term thing for me, but Miami is definitely going to be long term due to the fact that that's where my collegial for the bachelor's for the real estate management is going to be at. So, it's pretty much going to be short midterm. I'm probably going to either buy a property and probably going to have to rent it out and do my business out of state. I'm probably gonna fuck around and be an absentee owner due to the fact that I'm not gonna be in that area. So I'm probably gonna need somebody that's gonna be either a property manager or be friends with somebody that's a property manager to be able to look after that asset. Cause I need to be able to capture multiple markets. Markets is running. People are getting to the money.
Right.
People are getting to the money. Things is changing. Sal, you need to hit me up, man. So you already booked the consultation, man. You need to hit me up more, man. I have multiple business plans, man. Shit has definitely been updated. I got new business plans updated for you, man. So you hit up my email, man. I got new business models, business plans ready for you. I got workers that are pretty much hired that's doing good work, better than the old workers, providing new Yeah, yeah. Why don't we talk about the Atlanta markets a lot? We talk about Texas, Atlanta markets a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much for business consultation, man. E-commerce, credit repair. I got a credit repair lady now that's pretty much ready to be able to help anybody that comes through. She actually worked with people. Certain people didn't even have to pay for it. So, anybody that wants to be able to book a consultation when it comes to e-commerce, stocks, real estate, wholesale real estate, to be able to figure out how you can be able to do that as well. Book a consultation, book a consultation, book a consultation. But yeah, Atlanta market is also extremely cheaper. A lot of black women is migrating to there. A lot of black women migrating to Atlanta, Florida. Um, a lot of areas being developed in Mechanicsville. We did a stream that pretty much showed that Mechanicsville is getting developments in that area. Um, Mechanicsville, Dallas, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, getting development in Macon, Georgia. Oh man, let me. I think I
You
can
know
be
what
able
it
to
is,
share my.
bro? Like the the biggest thing that we're seeing in America is there's going to be a fight for affordability
Yeah.
when it comes to these asset prices. And people are going to leave where it's expensive and they're going to go somewhere where they can have a quality of life that's still really good, but the prices for what they're looking for is in the pocket, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? In the financial pocket because they're so sick and tired of being out of pocket when it comes to things being way too expensive that they're getting squeezed. They hate that, you know. And when the businesses are doing it, when they got like unlimited amount of capital, pretty much, and they're doing it
Okay.
because they don't want to deal with it, like that means normal people are going to do it in 4x speed. It's like when you watch a video and you're playing it at normal speed, and then you hit the button and the shit goes like 4, 5, 10x. It's like all of a sudden you're listening to stuff or watching stuff in hyper speed. That's
Yeah.
that's what the stuff is turning into now,
I'll,
and that's
I'll
why people are leaving.
Wadner, I'll be able to bring Ramil on. I'll be able to bring Ramil on. I'm gonna spend some money with oh boy and be able to make sure that I can be able to get on the priority list to be able to get on to him and talk about wholesale real estate because that's definitely an art of its itself. Because your structure, your with wholesale real estate, you got to be a marketing. You got to put on the marketing hat. Plus, you got to be able to understand contract law and real estate law and be able to understand how to structure a contract, how to negotiate with people, contingencies, clauses needed, inspections, pre-inspections, pretty much be able to figure out what does the developer want, contractor want, or your cash buyer want. Because it can be a deal, but not everybody wants that deal. Because there's gonna be certain people where I don't mess with duplexes, I don't mess with condos. There's gonna be developers that will tell you that it's a good deal, but I want an apartment building. An apartment buildings is definitely a large asset, and to be able to wholesale an apartment building, you're definitely gonna have to be able to even get in the door with those people. But yeah, man, I definitely, anybody talks about business and conducts business, I'm willing to be able to put them on, no matter who they are. So definitely, I'll be able to hit up with me on that. I got his link. So, um, Iori, I'm about to cut this short. Iori. Okay. You said it's super hard to be able to do it in New Jersey, New York. Well, it probably is due to the fact that the equity prices are so extremely high. As you mentioned, that nobody don't want to sell the prices at a 30-40% discount. They feel, well, I've been here for 30, 40 years. I'm not gonna surrender my asset for a lower discounted price. So that's, but there has to be some type of deals in New Jersey, Wagner. But you got to go in the heart of the hoods, and you can literally figure out where the development is. Because East Orange and also downtown Newark is being developed as we speak, due to the fact that there's opportunities on Wagner. You need to research every opportunities that you can find in that market. You figure out where development is. Man, I'm boiling super hard and everything. Yo, can you hear me? Wagner, can you hear me? Sal, can you hear me? That's funny. Sal tried to stop doing it in uh, New Jersey and New York. Well, them equities, man. People ain't trying to come down in those equities. Oh man, I'm bugging even harder. Wow. Let me do this one more time. Sal, can you hear me? I'm gonna need y'all to give me an okay, much better now. Okay, much better now. Okay. Man, I don't know what is going on with my internet connection because it's fast forwarding the stream, but um I'm definitely gonna Iori. Iori. Well, I'm literally about to end the stream, so um well not necessarily too yet. I'm gonna wait until Iori comes back, but we gonna end this one short, and I'm about to come back later on. Okay, I sound clear now. Okay, okay. But man, people ain't trying to come off those equities because they said, well, I've been in this property for 30, 40 years, and they feel, well, I'm not going to be able to sell at your price. Property can be like 725, like in the South Jamaica Queens area. Of the properties that I showed, 725, 680, those prices, they're not going to come off of it. Because really, to be honest, in a perfected wholesale deal, it would be trying to get it for 450, 550. Now that would take off market marketing, and that would have to take you be able to have those marketing ploys where you can do the we buy houses type method. Because anything on Zillow, anything that you and I can visibly see and clearly see, yeah, that's not going to be wholesale. That's going to have to, if you have cash on hand, it would have to be get a slight discount, but that's definitely not going to be wholesale. Because wholesale, you're trying to get at 20, 40 cents on the dollar. So any property that's 100,000, you would try to get it for 30, 40,000. So a developer can be able, developer, contractor, anybody that has a construction team or anybody. Yeah, why not just wholesale? Just wholesale in those areas, man. Okay, so you got involved with that Amazon, how I mentioned to you. Okay, cool, man. Get you a supplier. So that's where you need to hit me up, man. That's right. I'll even extend the consultation, man. Because you got everything started, man. I'll even extend the consultation, man. And for people that's coming in, please like the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And also donate that $sign Mr. Perfect 23G. Donate, show your support your own interests. $sign at Mr. Perfect 23G. But that's beautiful, man. Uh, be able to get a supplier, buy in bulk, and send it to Amazon, and make sure that you have all your product labeling and shipping all together, and be able to get those sales coming in. Yeah, Wander, Atlanta, Georgia area. You said those properties areas: Dallas, Macon, Mechanicsville, College Park, Decatur. 'Cause I saw one property that looked like a deal worthy aspect. It was 115, and if I had 80, 80, 90, I could be able to get 30 off the top and use the money I saved to do the same method, rinse and repeat. Put the money into the property so I could be able to get it at 175, 225, and I can become the comp where that property pretty much say, okay, that literally was built, sold, and built, appraised, then sold. And that's when everybody else is gonna follow. And that's where 225 is gonna be the new comp. So it's not gonna be 115 anymore in that area. It pretty much then shift to the fact that people are looking at the sales in that area, and the recordings and the tax records and everything that's public that can publicly be seen. They're gonna see, okay, that 90 that he got turned into 225, and now 225 is the new market price. That's really what real estate is, man. People run development, keep on running development, and keep on building up in that area.
Nope, that's it. That's it.
It's funny. He's replying to how hard it is to be able to wholesale in the New York, New Jersey area, because he's trying to stop wholesaling in that area. Those two areas a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wander, did you try VA? VA has to be cheaper by comparison. Matter of fact, let me research VA real quick. Let me research the VA market because a lot of people that's from New York either flock VA, North, South, Georgia, Florida, those areas when it comes to their areas of development. That stuff is beef. I was running away from it, but the whole process is not even complicated. I just found out that Walmart now had a marketplace on their website.
Yeah,
See, that's why
yeah. I
you
mean,
book a
yeah.
consultation. See, that's why Sal. That's why you book. That's why people that in the chat need to book a consultation. This shit ain't that hard. Just get you a supplier and get you some ads and get your teams running and then be able to market everything that's needed. Sal, I'm gonna have to interview on these panels about this stuff so people can learn in depth about e-commerce because I'm pretty much on real estate and stocks due to the fact that's 100% my attention is now and the teams that I hired pretty much running the store. So really, Sal, you need to start getting you some labor so they can be able to help assist you and you can be able to use their expertise, their services, and their ability to run systems, concept, and processes, and a sales funnel. But the problem is with Amazon, you can't capture the emails. That's the only flaw with Amazon. That's really the only flaw when it comes to Amazon. You can't capture those emails. But let me share my screen, and we're gonna look at the VA markets because Warner need to be able to research what's going on in the VA market. 'Cause if you can't do it in NY, in New Jersey, as they would say, see what's going down in VA. Let me look at HomeSnap to see what's going on in VA because VA, Virginia Beach is beautiful, man. Virginia Beach is
Yeah.
definitely beautiful. Definitely beautiful. Let's see what's going on in Virginia. Because we did Jamaica Queens, Virginia Beach, VA. I don't know. I don't know, man. Home Snap is starting to run very slow. This is slow as Zillow is. The Zillow runs extremely slow. That's something that definitely a pet peeve. Yori, do you still have Home Snap as a tab?
I might.
If you don't, man, type on Home
Yeah,
Snap in Virginia
yeah.
Beach.
I do. I do. I
That
do.
shit's running slow.
Yeah,
Give me
I got it.
assisting him. So, but yeah, Wander, yeah,
So,
Wander, VA definitely would have to be an area. Virginia Beach area has to be in
so,
that area or borderlining that area.
so, what are we looking for? I got it. It's right here.
Okay. So let me share your screen real quick. Let me read this comment real quick. I met up with a potential seller in Hagerstown, Maryland, but he was so attached to his 4 unit property that he was damn near a tear.
Yeah. Well, you.
Hagerstown, MD. Sal, is Hagerstown rural? Is it rural? Is it city based? Hagerstown? Am I saying it right, Yori?
Yeah. Let's see.
Hagerstown, Maryland. But yeah, man, just research anything that's either in Virginia Beach or neighboring. 'Cause I know there's neighboring cities of big cities. Their equities rise up through the fact that people can't afford the big city, so they go to the cheaper area.
Yeah,
It's usually
they're
like the
going
pattern.
more. They're going more inland. Hagerstown, Maryland. Rep. Hold on. Uh, hold on 1 second. 1 second.
But Sal, that is funny as hell. He literally was in tears. Sal, what was you trying to negotiate it for, man? Was it what? It's a 4 unit situation. What it was? What 600,000 in that area, Mark? Because if it's a 4 unit and everything in Maryland, and plus Maryland is expensive but cheap compared to New York. That's why a lot of people go to those areas because it's expensive but still cheap by comparison.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So where are we looking? Virginia Beach.
Yeah, any listing. 'Cause I know that Virginia Beach don't have a lot of listings because when I did research last year, there wasn't a lot of properties that was available. It was most of the homes, the luxury homes that was near the beach. So it was like beachfront area.
Now, let me take a look. So yes, there's nothing here.
Yeah, man, Virginia Beach. I don't know if you got it. You're probably gonna have to go to real estate agents in Virginia Beach area to be able to get the listings. But ain't that weird?
That's crazy. All right, let's take a look.
Ain't that weird? Cause last year I could literally couldn't find none. I couldn't find no apartments for sale. I could find businesses for sale in Virginia Beach, but I couldn't find no assets and houses unless I was in Zillow.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Realtor.com right now. Uh, okay,
It
buy.
seemed like there's a lot of rents for sale.
Yeah, but it's because I had the rental filter on. So
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I see
Sal
it.
pretty much replied. So he said that Hagerstown, Maryland, is 45 minutes away from Baltimore.
I got you.
Wagner, I am not trying Baltimore or Baltimore City. That is war zone. If I got to do some situation like that, I would need a representative to come there to be able to be familiar with the area. Because I would have to either do it at 8 o'clock in the morning and have to get a subdivision and develop that whole block, and literally have to raise up the rents and have security for firms on standby. So that would probably take 10, $15 million to be able to buy assets plus security firm in that area to get all the crime ridden stuff out to be able to justifiably charge from $800 a month rent to $1,500 to $1,700 a month rent because we gotta.
Well, ironically, I mean, some of these places don't look bad, man. 200K. I mean, it's definitely more
Okay.
affordable.
Okay. So
Just
so
take a
Sal,
look.
Sal, you didn't say how much the equity was. Was it 200,000? Sal, was it 400,000? Was it 600,000? Because 4 units usually have a knack for running through 400 to 600,000.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty. It looks fine, man. Like it's affordable.
Because it's a 4 unit. Let me do the math right now. If it's a 4 unit, 975 times 4 tenants, 3,900 a month. Times that by 12, that would be 46. So that'd be like around 47 to 50,000 a year just charging off that rent off of 4 tenants. So that's definitely needed when it comes to an income source. When it comes to the 4 unit or duplex, but Sal, you didn't say what's the equity, man. Sal, you didn't really come on the panel, man. This is an open panel. God dag on it. You click on the link.
Yeah, I'm
Click on
looking
it.
at the
Click on a
multi.
property, Yori. Click on a property that you would dig you would dig on any property that you would find aesthetically pleasing.
I'm taking a look and trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
Um,
Because this is Hagerstown, Maryland. This is 45 minutes away from Baltimore City. So that's literally
okay, so you want to go to Hagerstown, Maryland now?
okay. So Sal says he was selling me that for unit for 120,000, and it was a gift. Property was damn near new. He was selling really
Oh my
low,
God.
but it was but the house he was raised in, he received, so he declined to sell. So it had nostalgia
Yeah,
purposes
yeah.
because that
It had
house,
sentimental value to him. That's why.
yeah, because that house was pretty much where he grew up at.
Yeah. Damn. Well,
Those were houses that he pretty much grew up at.
let's take a look at this one.
Are those Victorian style houses, Iori?
Looks like that. Let's
Yeah,
see.
because those look like Victorian style houses to me. How
They're colonials. They're colonials.
colonials? Okay, colonial house.
Well, I don't like this already because it only has one picture. Let's see what the property details are. It's a side by side duplex, and they're selling it for 60 grand.
That's funny. Sal said if I go in those areas like Baltimore, I make it my duty to carry guns. That's Iraq, Maryland. He said Iraq, Maryland.
Iraq, man. Jeez.
Oh man, what's the gun laws like in Maryland to be able to hold hammers like that? Because I know because Maryland's a blue state, so they ain't gonna be lenient when it comes to constitutional carry or even conceal or open type of carry. So
Okay, this is
it's
a
funny.
3 unit. This is a
It's a
three
3 unit
unit,
situation. Oh man,
and
the
it's
color of that building hurts my eyes, but okay.
yeah, I know. Well,
That's
what
a
hurts?
that's a loud ass yellow.
Oh, right, right. That's the banana building.
Yeah, that's the banana building.
The
'Cause
banana
that's
building.
definitely
Shoot, I'm trying to see stuff here. 425. Uh, I don't like this red either. I
man. What
don't
is
know what.
it?
I mean, what is up with like these color schemes, man? I
The
can't
color
rock with none of
scheme
this.
is funny stuff, man. This the color scheme is crazy. Cause no California houses be looking like this. No California duplexes be looking like this. Not even the California business. Cause the yellow house, I call it the yellow house, but that looked like it was in a commercial street area, and it had a
Right,
loud ass yellow.
right,
For seven
100%.
hundred thousand? Oh hell. Nigga.
What's this? Okay, this is property details. 3 units. 3 units for 200. Okay. Man, what's up with these people that they showing street view, but they ain't showing internals? Man, like this is
Red flag,
sketchy as hell.
red
Sketchy
flag,
as hell, man.
red flag, red flag, red flag. They ain't not even trying to show you because they know it's a debacle.
100%.
They know that property is a debacle because they're not even gonna show you beyond
This looks
one
like a
picture. Then yeah,
this looks like a duplex. Let's see.
a
Great
duplex
investment property.
situation.
Live in one unit, pay rent on the other. Okay. Well, at least they're better, but they still don't show you internals, man. Man, I'm done with this area, man. They ain't showing you.
Yeah, man. Widener Sal, you're gonna have to come up with better areas, man. You're gonna have to type in the chat on some better areas because we trying to analyze the deals and the property is not even aesthetically pleasing for me to be able to negotiate downward price because I wouldn't even buy at these equity prices, man. These houses look very funny style, man. The color scheme is off. Plus, these old ass looking houses look like something built from 1600s. These
Yeah.
definitely look like a colonial.
All right. Oh God, they actually showed us inside. Shout out to them. Well, I like the wood floors. Yeah, this don't look bad. All right, it looks fine on the inside. Okay.
He
Little
said Hagerstown,
tile.
Maryland is the place you want if you want peace and quiet. Those areas is getting bad junkies and deep alleys, dope fiends and hustlers from the big cities. Oh,
Yeah.
South funny.
All
That was
right. Well,
funny.
hey man, this place looks okay. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And shout out to them for actually having pictures of internals. So,
Oh man, he said Hagerstown, MD is the place for peace and quiet. So okay, so it's 45 minutes away from Baltimore. So man, you develop in Baltimore and everything, you're probably gonna have to buy and pretty much create your own police force. You don't need money for red tape like that because people are trying to make sure that their equity and their property and their investment is protected. Man, they don't want
oh
crime pretty
shoot,
much
this
lower the equities.
this joint was built in 1850.
I well, no, I said 1600, so I wasn't right. I was
All right.
20 years off. So
Yo,
1850, the house was made in 1850 and it's going for 210.
shout
The
shout
East
out to
Coast
the
in general is just too old. It's
shout
too
out to
old.
the Civil War house. That's what we're gonna call this. This is a Civil War house.
The Civil War house.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
1850 by
yeah,
exact.
1850.
Wow. So
Yeah,
the
and
president of 1849 was what? Franklin Pierce,
I have no idea.
Fillmore.
Each
That Fillmore. President Fillmore.
three three unit property. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Man. Man. So that's an old ass property, man. I would try to beat it down for 150. To be honest, I wouldn't give you if it was a perfect world. I wouldn't give you nothing beyond
Well, let's
50,000.
let's take a look at the property history. Okay. Well, it was listed.
Oh no, Zachary Taylor. Zachary Taylor from the Whig Party. That was the president of 1850.
Wow.
The Whig Party. Damn.
Yeah. Shout out to that man.
That is funny as hell, man. So this property is literally so old that it has internal problems and issues.
It might. Yeah. I mean, well, it looked good on the inside though. So
Yeah, that property have internal issues where you have inherent problems.
yeah.
You have constant issues.
It definitely has to be inspected.
Yeah, yeah, man. Cause what property from 1850, man? What?
Yeah.
The Civil War wasn't even fought yet, and the property's being listed at 210, man. I don't know. I guess I guess shit doesn't change much except people. So,
I
but
got
Iori, I'm gonna have to cut this one short.
you. Yeah, me too,
I
bro.
pre
I I was just waiting on you. So
I appreciate everything that you do. Um, I'm probably gonna come on later on tonight. So, respect to Wagner, respect to Sal, respect to everybody that was tuned in. Click the on with your boy. For donations, $ Mr. Perfect 23G for business consultation, e-commerce, stocks, credit repair, plus wholesale real estate. BHMDF25 at gmail.com for consultations. Email me. We can be able to figure out a business plan and be able to have a proper blueprint for you to be able to figure out what's your next transition to be able to get to these transactions and also get to the money and business wise. Iori, it was nothing but respect for you.
no problem, bro.
Nothing but respect for you,
Appreciate it.
man. I appreciate everything that you do. Sal, you
Appreciate
need
it,
to
bro.
hit me up. Sal, you booked the consultation already, man. You already got free access to my phone number, man. So you need to call me up, man. That's
Mhm.
funny. Before we leave, he said,
Oh shoot.
"Don't get me wrong. Hagerstown apartments and houses, you can hear the creaks when you walk, even if you're light footed."
Damn.
Oh man, that is funny. But yo, it's much pleasure. Wadner, when you're ready, book a consultation. Nash, when you're ready, book a consultation. Um, Sal, you
Likewise,
already
bro.
booked a consultation. Hit me up. RDF out.
All right, bro.
All right, peace.